Welcome back everyone. Today I'll be doing CAPE Mathematics Unit 1. A functions question. It's coming from 2012. This is part 1. Let's get started. So question 2a states the function f1r is defined by f such that x maps onto x squared minus 3. Part 1 states find in terms of x f of f, where this means it's a composite function where I'm substituting f back into itself. Now I can rewrite this as f of x is equal to x squared minus 3, and what is required of us is to substitute the function back into itself. So I'm going to substitute it where I see the x. So the x that I have here, I will be replacing it with x squared minus 3. That's what we're happening right here. So I'll have x squared minus 3 all square minus 3. All square means I'm multiplying this twice. So I'm going to have x squared minus 3 times x squared minus 3. Then I have take away 3 on the outside. Expanding, so x squared times x squared, that's x to the fourth, and x squared times minus 3, that's minus 3x squared, and then minus 3 times x squared, that's minus 3x squared, and minus 3 times minus 3, that's positive 9. Then I have take away 3. So this can be added in the center. So I have x to the fourth minus 6x squared plus 6, and this represents the composite form. Now part 2 asks to determine the values of x, for which we have f of x, meaning we already found the left hand side. So the only part that's left to be found is the right hand side, which is f of x plus 3, where I substitute x plus 3 where I see x squared. So this is going to be x plus 3 all square minus 3. Now x plus 3 all square, that is expansion I need to do. So it's x plus 3 all square is x plus 3 times x plus 3. So multiplying this, I am going to have x times x, that's x squared, x times 3, that's 3x, and 3 times x, that's 3x, and 3 times 3, that gives me 9. So 3x plus 3x, that's 6x, so x squared plus 6x plus 9. So I replaced here, so I have x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 3. 9 minus 3, we can simplify that, but before I do so, let me rewrite my left hand side. So I have my left hand side as is, that was found on the previous slide. Now 9 minus 3, that's 6. So I have x to the fourth minus 6x squared plus 6. And then these, I can carry it over, so it becomes minus x squared minus 6x, and minus 6 equals 0. We should be seeing that the 6 cancel, these will be cancelled, and I can simplify. Minus 6x squared minus x squared, that's negative 7x squared, and then I will have minus 6x equals 0. Now solving means I can factor out the x that's common, and when I factor out the variable x, you're dividing each term by x, so it will be reduced. So once I factor out the x and I put it on the outside, which I'll be writing in the next line, the inside will be reduced. So I have x being factored out, so I have x cubed minus 7x minus 6 equals 0. Now, here I already have one of the x value, x is equal to 0. The next part is the cubic. I have x cubed minus 7x minus 6. That will be equal to 0. And to solve this, we can either use synthetic division or long division. I'm going to do both methods. So, synthetic division, get rid of the 0. So I am going to look at the last number, the factors, numbers that can go into 6 without leaving a remainder. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, and plus or minus 6. Now, it's a trial and error where we substitute until we get 0. It's considered to be a factor when you get 0. And that number in this case is negative 1. Please note, you can try other numbers to get 0. I just chose 1 and it worked. Negative 1 and it worked. So replacing x with minus 1, just showing you that it does give me 0. This is negative 1 plus 7 minus 6. Working this out, we get 0. So carry the minus 1 over the equal sign, so it becomes x plus 1. So this is telling me that x plus 1 is a factor. So that's my first factor. I'm going to use this to assist in finding the remaining factors. Some persons will use synthetic, so I will first start off with synthetic division, where we take the coefficient of the variables and the constants. So I have the negative 1 on the outside, and then I'm going to list the variables that I have here. So I have x cubed, then I have x squared, x, and a constant. Now you realize I have x squared, but there is no x squared, so in that position I will put a 0. So the coefficient of x cubed is a 1. There's no x squared, so that's why I have 0. The coefficient of x is negative 7, and my constant is minus 6. The first number you carry down, then you say 1 times negative 1, that's negative 1. Then you add 0 plus negative 1, that's minus 1. Multiply negative 1 times negative 1, that's positive 1. And then I add these two to get negative 6. Then I multiply negative 6 times negative 1, that's positive 6. And here I have 0. So this represents a coefficient of x squared, this is a coefficient of x, and this is my constant. So it means I'll have a quadratic, which is, some persons will write 1x squared, others will say x squared minus 1x or minus x minus 6. Now this is one method. We have another method that we can use, which is long division. So with long division, I am going to have my dividend and my divisor. My divisor is not going to be negative 1, but it's going to be x plus 1. That's when you carry the minus 1 over the equal sign, it becomes positive. So we have x plus 1, and that is my divisor. Now dividing, I'm going to have x plus 1 on the outside, that's the divisor, and the polynomial, but you realize x squared is missing, and I like to put 0x squared because it's missing, so I put it there as a placeholder. So anything that's missing, I like to put a placeholder. So the x plus 1 goes on the outside, and the x is what I am going to use to divide with. So x into x cubed, that gives me x squared. Then I multiply x squared times x, that's x cubed. X squared times 1, that's 1x squared. Some persons will say x squared. Then I subtract. Taking away x cubed minus x cubed, that's 0. The first two is always 0. And 0x squared minus 1x squared, that's minus x squared. Now dividing, x into minus x squared, that's negative x. Then I multiply negative x times x, that's x squared. Negative x times my positive 1, that's negative x. Carry down my minus 7x, and then subtraction. So I have minus and minus, so that's a plus. So it's minus x squared plus x squared, that's 0. Minus and minus, that's a plus. So that means minus 7x plus x, that's minus 6x. Divide again, x into minus 6x, that's minus 6. So minus 6 times x, that's negative 6x. And minus 6 times 1, that's minus 6. Carry down the minus 6 that I have here. So I have minus 6 here. Then I have my subtraction sign. So this is going to be 0. And this is also going to be 0 because of the sign. So I have the same thing. So just showing you that both method works. So just to factorize two numbers that multiply to give me -6 but add to give me -1, -3 and 2. So I replace the center. So I have x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. So group. So factoring out x, so I'm left with x minus 3. And then factor out positive 2. So I'm left with x minus 3. So that means I have x plus 2 and x minus 3. Now, remember, I have x plus 1. I also have x plus 2. And I have the x minus 3. Solving equals 0. It means I will have x is equal to -1 because I carried over the equal sign, minus 2, and positive 3. But don't forget the 0. Remember we found that x equals 0. This is the easy part. We found x to be 0. So we have 4 answers for this. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have more questions, leave a comment below. Have a great day.